Oh, wait, I'm on. Hi. Whoops. Shoot. Sorry about that, folks. I didn't do my scenes right, and so I'm still cleaning up here. But we're doing Silent Hill Ascension, and as you can see right here, and I just need to update the TikTok one so that they are not confused too. We're doing a bit of a double header today, and I'm excited for that. I am. Let's see here. I'm just gonna change it over to the thing I didn't download yet. Fantastic. Everything's going great. Awesome start. Let's see here. 1 second while we get this going. Oh boy. Thanks, Smith. KT Friends Online. Good to see you both. All right. I need to change the thing over for TikTok. Robert, hey, how are you? Good to see you. Happy Saturday. All right, so let's see. I'm going to download what I'm supposed to download. And get the right. There we go. Here's the right pick for the TikTok thumbnail so that they're not confused. And then I'm going to change it over. You know, like, I totally thought, like, everything was fine. This is my first double header where I'm just going back and just doing, like, going straight back into to streaming after I've, like, wrapped up a whole session. So things are going to be interesting, and that's fine. We're going to be great. Bested Rider, good to see you. Hi, thank you. Good to be back. All right. Okay. Swap back to Ascension. All right. I think we might be about good. All right. Phew. Let me get our friends on TikTok on, and we'll get started here again. There we are. Boom. All right, cool. So, welcome to what I think will be an eventful episode. And the reason that I think it's going to be an eventful episode is, of course, if you've been playing along here, you know that, like, a lot of this game, like, the main draw is our ability to be able to drive, like, major decisions in the story. And there was 2 major decisions that were set up in the premiere episode that are going to pay off at some point today. And I'm going to show you what those are. Let's see. So starting off, down here you can vote on the various choices that we can make. Now, if you missed the other episodes, there's a currency called influence points that everybody has. Now, currently I have about 12,000 and change. So, like, just to be clear, you do not have to spend a lot of money, or you don't really have to spend any money in this game if you don't want to. But hey, Mr. X, good to see you. Welcome back. But in order to vote, you spend a certain amount of influence points. So by default, it's about 200. So not too bad. But, like, if you wanted to spend more because you really believe in one particular answer, like you really want, like, that to be what you go with, you could, and maybe influence the outcome if it's enough. So there's about 3 different storylines that are going on right now. And we'll do a quick plot recap and then talk about the decisions. The main... Hey, sister, welcome back. Good to see you all. Let's see. If you're watching this episode and not the other one, I just did about like a 4.5 hour stream of Silent Hill 4. And then so we decided we're also going to be doing this because, you know, it's kind of tying into the franchise and all that. So everybody is kind of coming back in from that. So it's great to see you all again. Let's see. So the 3 stories that are going on. So over here we got Astrid. So Astrid is a mother. She's in Norway. And her mother just passed away, and so her father Carl, her mother had some kind of debilitating disease. They're also part of, like, an outcast family in their small town. We don't entirely know why. So Carl was giving unprescribed morphine to Astrid's mother. So Astrid has found the syringe and isn't quite sure whether or not she should let the police know, because the police are looking into this as, you know, like a potentially, you know, a wrongful death. Now, did he give her too much morphine on accident? Possible. Did he give her too much morphine on purpose? Possible. In the actual episode, he went outside. There was some kind of demon that he saw outside. He went looking for it, and he came back, and his wife was dead. So Carl, you know, assuming that the narrator is reliable, Carl did not kill his wife. But Astrid is still kind of wrestling with that, and that's something that is going to get resolved in today's episode, I think. Now there's Rachel. So Rachel lives in Pennsylvania, so she's here in the States, and she is what I think involved in the cult that ultimately becomes the cult from Silent Hill 1. I believe. I don't entirely know that. They're called the Foundation. They're a cult. And Rachel was doing she's like a mid-level member of the cult. And she was doing a ceremony with a low-level member and to try to cure her of what's called the Blight. We don't entirely know what the Blight is yet. They ended up summoning a demon on accident, and Joy was killed. So Rachel's got to explain what happened now to the group's elders, and I'm really curious to find out a little bit more about the elders of the Foundation. So we'll see some of that today. And then lastly, there's Toby. Now Toby's not present here. Toby is Joy's husband. Professional asked to on Twitch. I'm actually not on Twitch. I'm on YouTube. So if you go to my if you're on TikTok, if you click on my YouTube my TikTok bio, it'll have a link to my YouTube channel where I'm streaming right now. So if you click on that link, you can come over and watch on YouTube in full screen with us. Okay, so Toby is the woman who died. It's her husband. So he is understandably pretty upset with the Foundation. He wasn't really given much of an answer about why she died. She just happened to die at the Foundation. Now Toby's the town drunk, but he's also one of the only people in town not affiliated with the Foundation. So a little more trustworthy in my eyes, personally. And so the big question that he has, of course, is like, well, what am I going to do about this? So Joy appeared to him while he was drunk. Now, whether it was actually Joy or he's just, hallucinating or whatever, who's to say? And basically, Joy said, you need to take the fight to them. And so Toby's going to figure out something he's going to do to the Foundation now. So what are we deciding? Let's talk about this. All right, so there are two decisions that are going to be resolved today. You see here, this first one here ends in 11 minutes. So this has been up for a couple of days. Platinum means it's going to have a big impact on the story, and it's going to impact a character's fate. So Astrid found that syringe with the morphine in it. Asked her dad, hey, was something going on here? Dad said no. I was just trying to make your mom more comfortable, and maybe he was. But of course, mom died of mysterious circumstances. And so the police are looking into that. Now, Astrid works at a hospital, so she was able to analyze it and see that it was morphine. So right now, the audience has basically said, we think Astrid should turn it over to the police. So assuming at this point, the vote's not going to change. So that's what we're going to see here today. The second choice is Rachel explaining Joy's death to the elders. So Rachel, of course, was responsible for that ceremony that accidentally killed Joy, and the elders of the Foundation are going to want to know why, like what happened. Now everybody is also picking the good path here, and said Rachel should take kind of the pious, humble approach here and say she died because I doubted, I did this wrong, it was my fault, as opposed to because I'm cursed or because I'm blessed. Now if you haven't seen this yet, each of the paths have like the three different labels here. So the redemption is the good path, suffering is kind of the middle not great path, and then damnation is the bad path. So far almost every poll has been the redemption path. Like people seem to want to see good things happen. Now this one will not be resolved right away. It'll be another 4 days or so. How will Toby respond to Joy's death? Now they're still relatively neck and neck, but this is the first kind of like evil response that people have gone for, which is like attack the Foundation. Basically, Joy wanted him to, or Joy's memory that he saw, wanted Toby to burn the place down. Literally, figuratively, I don't know, but it looks like this one is still up in the air. It could absolutely change, but as of right now, it looks like attack the Foundation is what he's going to do. But we have 4 more days, so a lot could change during that time. And then finally, this one's for tomorrow. So Carl has started to see demons. Now, I don't know if he's seeing them subconsciously, but in this case, he did consciously. So Astrid and Carl were talking, and he saw a demon sneaking up behind Astrid. So Carl grabbed a pan and threw it at the demon. Now, of course, Astrid doesn't see this. So Astrid thinks Carl, who's I'm not entirely sure if he killed my mother, literally just threw a pan at her. Understandably, she's a bit concerned, as you would be. So she has said, like, I'm going to take my grandson away because you're not fit to see him right now. So, Carl, of course, loves his grandson very much and want to know, okay, how will Carl react? So call her bluff, demand an apology. Everyone's going beg for forgiveness on this one. And this one, it definitely looks like it's not officially locked in, but more or less locked in. So that seems to be where the decisions are laying this time. And as we generate some new ones, we'll do it. Actually, Gate Date Friends Online, I did go ahead and look at the different YouTube chats. So I'm actually using the one from YouTube proper now, so we can do polls. So we can actually kind of like figure this out together. Yeah. So like once we finish the episode, then we'll see if there's any new questions that we should vote on. So thank you for letting me know, because I didn't know that was a thing. But yeah, so let's see. Now, if you have not played this before, this is structured very much like a Telltale live service game. That might be scary to some of you, depending on what it is. But it's like kind of pre-rendered cutscenes that, can deviate a little bit depending on your choice. And I don't know how far they deviate. Obviously, for a story, you have to have some level of structure. You can't give people entirely free reign to do whatever they want. But supposedly, of course, depending on our choices, that's how the story is going to drive forward. There are certain different goals you have, like for instance, logging in every day. And of course, if you have like the season pass here, I did get the season pass. You don't need it. Like do not spend money on this. I have more than enough influence points. Now, as we go on, is it structured so that you need to spend more money so you can get those points? Maybe. I don't know. Of course, if you need to, there's a store and they'll be happy to sell you more. But from what I've seen, I have way more than I need right now. So yeah, you don't have to spend money on this. So let's see. In the past, the episodes have gone about like 15 minutes or so every day. And there's usually like an extended scene. And I'm not sure if this is taking place consciously or subconsciously, because the characters who have been in them haven't mentioned them. Where there's some kind of demon in like, from like the Silent Hill otherworld. Hey, we hit our first light goal. Oh, shoot. I didn't turn off the light goals for TikTok. Let's see. Sorry about that. Let's see. I didn't normally do the... there we go. I haven't normally done the light goals during these, because I'm like, people don't want me to stop and sing like while they're trying to watch a show, right? But thank you, TikTok. I appreciate that. Let's see. There we go. So we got about 4 minutes left. Yeah, so there will be like some extended sequence where like there's a bunch of QTEs for you to do. And if you can do that, you keep a character's hope up. Apparently, hope is a metric that can determine whether or not they survive certain life-threatening encounters. If their hope is too low, they might die in those encounters. If it's high enough, then they might survive. So we'll probably have some more of those. They usually end up being about half the episode. And yeah, I think that means by now everyone's about all caught up. Now, if you need more of these influence points, you can get them through games and such. They do have like little games that you can do. They also have like this guitar section where you can play like some of like the old like Silent Hill themes and all that. And that's kind of a nice touch. So there's a number of different ways that you can participate. And again, you don't have to spend money on this unless you like are really invested in where the decisions go on this and like you really want certain characters to succeed or not. You also don't have to vote on every particular scenario. You could vote maybe if I just like Rachel and I only want to like vote on Rachel's segments. I can do that, and that's fine. But yeah, now how is this going to fit into Silent Hill itself? That I don't know. So suppose this all takes place before the events of Silent Hill, like the fall of the town, if you will. So that's why I'm kind of like, I think that I don't know if this is true, but I wonder if the Foundation ultimately becomes the cult, which is why I wonder what's going to happen when we meet the elders. I would love it if like Dahlia Gillespie was like one of the elders. I don't know if they're going to be that on the nose with it, but it would be pretty cool. But we'll see. All right, 3 minutes out. All right, I'll go ahead and turn the music off and get the actual sound on here. Yeah, you shouldn't be hearing anything just yet because there's nothing playing, but soon. But yeah. Yeah, this has been wild to do this like every day. We'll see. Is this on console? Sean, this is actually, there's a mobile app for it if you want, or you can just go to ascension.com. Either one's fine. I'm on just the website right now, ascension.com, but there is a mobile app for iOS and Google Play. And if you prefer to use that, you can do that too. There's a little bit of some customization, and that's like the stuff that you get with like the season pass. It's like, this is the closest to me that I can make it. The profile, it's not exactly a spitting image, but yeah, it's fine enough. But yeah, like there's a little bit of personalization and such that you can do. They do have like some gifts and such if you do get like certain rewards. And there's more like goals on TikTok. Thank you, TikTok, for all of the love. I really appreciate it. This is the new game. Jake, this is yes and no. This is it. It's sort of it's like a Telltale game that's set in the Silent Hill universe. So if you're so yeah, and like they have new episodes that come out once every day, and the new one comes out in 1 minute and 40 seconds, and we're gonna watch together and look at check out the choices, and then probably vote on some new stuff once we're done. So yeah, come hang out with us. Yeah, half game, half show. That's a good way to put it, Vested Rider. Yeah, it's like a little bit of A, little of B. Let's see here. Pretty soon, they'll probably once we hit like 1 minute or so, they'll throw open the pre-show. This exactly? Oh, this is just the. Is that? Oh, okay, today's cameo contest. So you can also use your influence points to buy a ticket where you could potentially appear. Your avatar could appear in the show, where like maybe like there might be a coffee shop or something, and like my guy is just like in the background or something like that. If I win, I haven't spent my influence points doing that, but if you want to and you actually like how your avatar is set up, you could. So yeah, they did a lot to try to encourage people to come back. Although obviously it is using the games as a service model, and people have a lot of opinions about it. I have a lot of opinions about it. So I'm debating on, like, I'm still kind of back and forth on whether or not I think this is like an interesting new modality for television or not. But I think it's at least worth checking out and seeing like whether or not the storytelling can become as good as, let's say, like, a regular Silent Hill game. All right. So we're just about ready, folks. There we go. All right. There is let's see here. I think for TikTok, I'm going to move the chat out of the way. Just because there's nothing really in the chat now. There used to be a chat thread over in the over on the right-hand side. It still is, but it's all just icons now because people were using using words they shouldn't be. All right, here we go. What does Astra do with evidence of Carl's guilt? Apparently, it's about locked in. She's gonna. All right, 59% said turn it over to the police. So she's gonna turn her dad in, or at least she's gonna tell the police that there was a syringe full of morphine hanging out by her mom's bed.
Detective, please come in. Can I get you something to drink?
No, thank you. Well, I'm here. Why did you call me?
My dad threw a pan at me.
I wanted to show you this. I found this in my mother's room. It's morphine. She wasn't prescribed it, but if this syringe was full, it could have been a lethal dose.
You think your father
dun.
did this?
I'm not sure.
You should have given this to me earlier. But I understand your hesitation. It can't have been easy.
I don't know. It seemed
If
pretty
helps
easy
us
for her.
know the truth, do what you have to do.
I intend to.
All right. Now the police said they were going to do a talk screen on her anyway, so I don't know like if it really would have made a difference. They might have found the morphine no matter what. All right. So this is Carl. This is Astrid's father. And apparently the farm has seen better days, as we were talking about yesterday. And apparently now the
How'd they die?
animals are slaughtered.
You probably think that was me too.
I just said he talked with your daughter.
Hey, Unlimited.
It's a shame you got her involved.
I don't understand.
The syringe, Carl. I found it.
Why haven't you arrested me then? If you had any excuse to put those cuffs on me, you would.
Well, she just got that new evidence like 2 minutes ago.
Even you don't think you have the evidence. You're just trying to scare me into confessing.
Pretty cocky,
You want a
Carl.
chance to tell the truth before the autopsy does it for you.
I was gonna say.
If the truth is impossible to believe.
Like what? A knock-in did it?
Ooh, what will Carl tell the
Just
police?
save us the trouble and admit you killed her. Denial won't hold up against evidence.
The evidence you don't have.
That's not. innocent people don't talk like that. I am a little worried. Cynthia, it's not on Netflix. It's on a website called Ascension.com, and then there's also 2 mobile apps. Yeah, Carl starting to sound a lot guiltier than he has in prior episodes. Like, innocent people don't be like, haha, you don't have the evidence against me. Like, no, they say I didn't do it.
Not really.
Tell them the truth, and everything will be fine.
Okay.
Xavier,
Rachel Hernandez, we're ready for you.
All right, so a couple cameos. Yeah, this is... Oh, there's Joy's body, I think. Yep, there she is.
Yes, kneel.
Ooh.
Whether out of penitence or humility, we must decide how to judge the work of your hands.
Wow.
Rachel Hernandez, your sister
Hey,
Zoe
Zans.
is dead, but you are very much alive.
Well, yes.
Why is this? Look at me, Rachel.
something killed her.
Something. We'll need more to go on than that.
I don't know.
One of our own is dead. We demand answers.
I don't have them. I've replayed that day in my mind again and again, and I can't ignore my doubts.
Explain.
I did everything correctly, exactly as I was taught. Every word, every cut. But what I saw, it was something new, something we don't understand.
Are you questioning the veracity of our teachings?
No! I'm just saying, what if we miss something? What if there's something we don't know?
This order has stood for centuries. How dare you?
Though I am not pleased to see that your faith has wavered, I think it would be unwise to ignore this.
They're all pretty young for
Ritual
being
of clarity
elders.
is required.
Oh.
Barbara, given the outcome of the last ritual,
Yeah.
is this our wisest course of action?
I believe it is.
Okay.
And why is that?
Because the withering must be stopped.
They use a lot of these terms like the blight and the withering without explaining
Here?
it, you know?
Impossible. I would have seen the signs.
You may not have seen them, but she has. You've seen them, haven't you, Rachel? Visions, harbingers, lurking in that cramped, stifling place between sleep and awake.
How do you?
I know because of Radcliffe's writings. And now I know it's spreading here. This town stands on a cliff. As more are drawn into the pestilence-blighted web, it flutters further over the abyss. We have to stop it. You have to stop it.
I will do whatever is required of me.
Good. You will need to choose someone to help you perform the ritual.
Oh.
Someone who will bring you strength.
The girl's husband. He's still new to our order, but a marriage bond is a powerful...
Yeah, so, yeah, Eric
Krista should do it.
is a little...
Me?
He's definitely like lower
She and
in the
Rachel
ranks.
haven't always seen eye to eye.
Oh.
Friction can
Yeah,
yield
Krista was kind of
to
mean to
this.
her.
I can also make myself available.
Who
You
should Rachel
consider
ask to
our
perform
bond
the
is
ritual?
only still in its infancy.
I need time to think.
Yeah, no good answers on this one, but we'll vote. Okay, so Rachel's got to find someone. Now, we don't know what the ritual of clarity is. Whether or not, you know, the last ritual, as mentioned in there, didn't go great. So I can understand why people might not actually be thrilled with that idea. Hey, Vix. But she's got to pick somebody to come along. We just don't entirely know what their role is going to be and whether or not they're at risk, because they could very well be. All right, so Rachel's got to endure this time. So Rachel's going to be the one doing the QTEs. Now, again, we don't know if this is happening, what you're about to see is happening subconsciously, or if the characters know that they're sort of being transported to the other world here. Is this on PC? It is on PC, Vix. It's also, there's also mobile apps for Google Play and iOS. Yeah, they always wake up in a hospital-like setting with a bunch of meat hooks hanging around. And then, yeah, it'll be like a bit of like some QTEs that'll have to happen because a demon will start stalking her. If this goes the same as the other episodes have. But this is the first... Oh, missed that one. Okay, as you can see here, my score, because I was late on that one, my score became red. And then as it gets better, it's going to try to move over here and become blue. Then this is the community at large over here. And... Oop. And so if both I and the community are able to be up in the blue by the end, then she survives. Ah, jeez. Okay. I had to get my head in the game. There we go. Let's see if we get, like, the same demons or some slightly different ones. Alright, keep the pressure up on this one, and go. Alright, so I'm in the blue now. There's still more. Thank you, Mr. X. I appreciate your faith in me. But we got a little ways to go. Whoop. There we go. All right, we'll see if we get the same... We've seen these, like, kind of, like, double-bodied demons before. I haven't seen, like the gigantic one that was stalking Carl. Everyone's been calling him Thanksgiving dinner. We'll see if we see that thing later. Luckily, these things are easily distracted. Astrid was able to distract one pretty easily yesterday. Get him, Rachel. Yeah, that. Okay. A little early. Well, it's pretty similar animations. It looks like they might be reusing some of them for all the different characters. Yep. All right. This is that same big nasty demon who's been stalking Carl in all of his episodes.
Do this.
Yeah, don't fight that thing. Dinner time indeed. Okay, so far so good. Little bit of a thinner margin than last time for error, for both me and the community. Are they all seeing the same nightmare? Potentially, Vested Rider. It's a good interpretation. Yeah, it's like if they're all having the same nightmare for any reason. I don't know. Yeah, hopefully we'll find out. Okay. All right. So we all succeeded. Great. So Rachel, assuming that that was it, then she didn't lose hope. Let's see if there's another run or not. Oh, yeah, it's the seal that we've just been seeing in Silent Hill 3 and 4. That's a nice touch. I don't know if you guys see this. This is the save point from 3. And we've seen it a couple of times in 4. Okay, so we've got some more of these. All right, so the community just went entirely fail for some reason. I don't know why.
What is this place?
Can I imagine the Silent Hill remake looking like this? Yeah, I could. All right, we've seen this fan before. It's that one. Ooh. Don't ask questions so loudly, Rachel. Just, uh-oh. That's not good. All right, this is new. I don't think we saw this last time. No, but this we've seen. Okay, all right. So they are having versions of the same dream. Yeah, we saw that happen last time. Ooh. What is this, though? All right. I've got a full bar. The community's coming back up. It's a little... I've been talking about this before, but it's a little tough to actually watch what's going on and make sure you're, like, on the money for the cutscenes, too. Or for the QTEs. Ooh. Gross. Bad dog. Let's see. Now, usually when the sequence is done, yeah, they're in the hospital lobby like this and they end up sitting down. Yeah, right here. Okay, cool. All right, so that might be the end of this sequence. Yep. All right, so we all succeeded. How do we do? This is awesome. Cool. Glad you like it, Mr. X. All right. Was that the end of the episode, or do we get more? Let's see. Not sure if it's going to load more in or not. Oh, no, we get... Okay. Is there a third QTE sequence? Oh. That's new. Melaninated vegan, thanks for following. Oof, yeah, I hadn't seen anybody get, like, dragged away like that before. I'm glad they're peppering in some new stuff, too. Okay, so we got even more QTEs. Oh, shoot, missed it. All right. Stop looking at chat, start looking at the QTEs. I love you, chat, but don't want to mess this up. Who is this? Ugh. Oh, that's new. I would have remembered that. Oh, why are you sitting there staring and looking at those things? Leave. You need to leave now. They outnumber you, I guarantee you. Yeah! There we go. Now we're talking. Okay, so we succeeded again. Let's see if there's more of these. We had 3 of these sequences last time, too, so I think maybe that just might be how these are going to go. Ooh. Oh, there's more. Never mind. Get your head in the game, Kevin. Keep Rachel's hope alive. Uh-oh. Bad dog, sit. Stay. Play dead. see. Do we have more? So yeah, okay, succeeded again. Christine, thanks for following. Yeah, I'll be really interested to see like whether or not anyone ever actually acknowledges these happen, which is why like at least I think this might be like subconscious for her. Okay, so Rachel's hope increased. So you can see here that they started off kind of at a bit of a baseline. Now she's notched up a little bit. And then it looks like, let's see, screen will close automatically. That might be the episode for today. All right. So we saw a couple of things. We saw, Astrid did give the evidence to her father. Christine, you love watching people play games like this because you couldn't handle it. Well, I'm glad that you could join us. And then Carl, gotta say, I mean, I know Carl's a little peeved, getting all this police attention and like the inferring that like that he killed his wife, but he's kind of acting guilty. Like typically, like innocent people don't say, "Ha ha, you don't have the evidence on me." Innocent people say, "I didn't do that." So I don't know. That's a little weird. Do we botch it with Carl? I don't know if we did, Sista, but maybe. It depends. I don't know if maybe there's like different, like maybe like him losing hope makes him a little more nasty to the police officer, which is not a good idea when you're being investigated for murder. So I'm told. Okay. And then we got a new choice. So let's take a look at these. All right. So the new one. Oh, wait, no, there's two new ones. All right. What will Carl tell the police about Ingrid's death? Because of course, like Astrid now, gave the syringe. Community I think is getting better over time. I think like folks are all kind of learning how these work, and so far so good, at least for the like last two episodes. So we have blame the man in the window. So there was, like he saw a demon, he went out after it, he looked back up, he saw something in the window, and he could blame that. Oh, thank you for the likes on TikTok. Let's see, he could deny knowing anything or confess to the murder, but so far everybody's kind of liking the bad path for Carl. Here, I'm gonna try this because I wanted to do a poll. Not a reaction. I want to do a poll. All right. So let's see for the folks on YouTube. How would you vote for Carl? Ugh, this is a little more challenging to do on the fly, but we'll get it. Okay. We do deny, confess, and blame. All right, let's see if this works. Cool. All right. So, we have a poll going in the YouTube chat right now. Also, if you're on TikTok and you want to join in on that, my link to my YouTube channel where I'm streaming right now is in my TikTok bio. So if you click on my TikTok bio and then click on the YouTube link, you'll come right over and you can vote. All right. So I got so far everyone is voting confess. Ooh, no, okay, no, we have a tie now between confess and blame. Okay, confess is inching upwards. Now 3 votes in there. All right, we'll give it like 10 more seconds. Duchess, you're saying confess. Also, hi, Duchess. Duchess says confess as well. Now, again, assuming the narrator is reliable, he didn't kill Ingrid. However, it's entirely possible like he invented this scenario in his head to give himself an excuse or whatever. Like you can do all sorts of things. All right. So it looks like confess is the winner. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and you can see down here, I'm committing 200 influence points to confess to the murder. Now, so far, we are well behind. Looks like we've got about a third with redemption and 2/3 going damnation. So we'll see where that ends up. All right. And then the second one was, of course, who will Rachel ask to perform the ritual? Now, remember, the last time Rachel did a ritual, somebody died, and not comfortably. So I understand the hesitance that people had. I'm gonna end this poll, and then we'll do another here. You can only have one going at once, it looks like. All right, so we'll do another. So this is gonna be the Rachel poll. One second. Okay. So if you need a refresher, all right. So who's going to join in on Rachel's ritual? So Eric is her husband. He's a lower level member of the church here, whereas like Rachel kind of you could tell kind of prides herself a little bit on maybe being a higher rank in the church, and maybe kind of feels a little good about that. Which is not a great kind of like not a great setup for a marriage, but but I've never been married, so I can't say for sure. We have Krista. Krista was like pretty blamey for like towards Rachel when 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 Joy died initially. Like she was kind of actually pretty mean. So depending on her role, because we don't know what these people have to do or whether they're at risk and all that for this ritual of clarity, quote unquote. So like the co-pilot here might actually be in some real trouble. So if you don't like Krista, which so far a lot of folks don't, that might be the way to go. And then we have Barbara, who I guess is one of the elders. Also, why are the elders all 30? That seems a little weird to me, right? You would think like elders, right? They're like probably like higher up in the church or whatever, but no, apparently they all look very young. All right, we are split between Krista and Barbara so far. Everyone like kind of have like kind of a little of both. Space Vampire, thanks for following on TikTok. All right. I kind of think if I have to tie break, assuming no one else comes through, I kind of feel like the reason I'm going to go Krista is because I think something bad might happen to her, and I don't like Krista. So I think we're going to do that. All right, so I'm going to then commit. Boom. So this is, hey, we put him over 500K. So this is over 200 influence points going to Krista, who is kind of starting to pull away from this. Now, granted, we just met Barbara. People don't really know who Barbara is. We got some more. Okay, we got some more votes coming in for Krista. All right, I feel all right about that now. Eric, who seems like well-meaning, but again, Krista maybe kind of like lords it over him a little bit, that like she's higher up in the church. And then Barbara, who is a little accusatory, as seemed like really wanted to punish somebody, So tough to say, but yeah, I'd go with Krista out of any of these. Cool. All right, and then the other questions. How is Toby going to respond to Joy's death? Looks like we're still damnation is still running up. And then Carl begging for forgiveness seems like that's what everybody wants to see from him. Cool. All right. So that's today's episode of Silent Hill Ascension. So the next one will be, of course, same time. It's 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time. However, if you remember, if you are in a daylight savings time area, of course, that we lose an hour tonight, which is of course means 1 extra hour of sleep, which is wonderful. But also means if you are not in a daylight savings area, everything's going to be an hour later tomorrow. So this is probably going to lead to some confusion. I apologize. We're going to be back here again. We'll be doing at 1 p.m. on 1 p.m. Pacific time on Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to pick back up with Silent Hill 4: The Room, and then probably finish that up. So thank you all. It's been fun to do a doubleheader, and it's been really great to be a part of this here. So hope you all have an excellent rest of your night. And take care, everybody.